Wait, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people stay rich and while others go broke trying to look rich? Sounds familiar, right? We work 9 to 5, save every dollar, hustle hard, but somehow, the rich just keep getting richer. What's going on behind the scenes? What are we missing? Here's the real shocker. It's not just about how much billionaires earn. It's about what they never spend money on. Yes, what they avoid matters more than what they buy. And today, I'm going to show you the 7 assets billionaires never put their money into. Because they don't chase status. They chase freedom, wealth, power. See, here's the thing. A common man walks into a store, sees a luxury watch, and boom. Bro, I gotta have this. Spends 3 paychecks just to look successful, feels rich, but the bank account says otherwise. But you know what a billionaire does? He walks past that same watch, checks his wrist, and says, "Time is money, not this piece of metal." We spend on wants. They invest in value. We buy liabilities and call them assets. They study, calculate, and say no, even when they can afford anything. Because to a billionaire, every dollar has a purpose, every cent is a seed, and they're planting forests, while we're buying flowers that die in a week. Asset number 1, luxury cars as a status symbol, not as a strategic asset. Let me ask you something. If you had 100 million in your bank right now, what car would you drive? Lamborghini? Rolls-Royce? Private jet on the weekends? Sounds exciting, right? But here's the twist. Most billionaires don't spend big on luxury cars. Yeah, you heard that right. Mark Zuckerberg drives a Honda Fit. Warren Buffett still rolls around in a Cadillac worth less than some iPhones. Elon Musk, he sold all his mansions and said, possessions kind of weigh you down. So what's the deal? See, for billionaires, a car is transport, not a trophy. They don't drive to impress strangers. They drive to get where they need to go. Fast, cheap, and smart. You know what's crazy? According to a study by Experian, 61% of people driving luxury cars in the USA are not even millionaires. They're paying car loans, drowning in monthly payments, just to look rich. But billionaires? They'd rather invest that money in assets that grow, not things that drop 30% in value the moment you drive them off the lot. Think about it. A $100,000 car today could be worth $60,000 next year. That's a 40% loss in a year. But $100K invested in Apple stock in 2010, that's $1.2 million today. See the difference? That's how the rich stay rich. They don't burn money on ego. They multiply it with intention. Asset number 2, big fancy mansions as dream homes, not smart homes. Here's the second big mistake regular folks make. They dream of the biggest house on the block, a 5-bedroom mansion, infinity pool, custom marble floors, chandeliers, maybe even a gold-plated toilet. But billionaires? They look at houses very, very differently. Warren Buffett, net worth over $100 billion, still lives in the same Omaha house he bought in 1958 for just $31,500. Not a mansion, not in Beverly Hills. Just a normal, cozy home. Why? Because he once said, "If you buy things you don't need, soon you'll have to sell things you do." And here's the truth. Most huge mansions come with massive hidden costs, high property taxes, constant maintenance, insurance, staff salaries, and stress. Even Elon Musk sold off all his real estate in 2020. He literally tweeted, "I am selling almost all physical possessions. Will own no house." Why? Because for billionaires, freedom matters more than square footage. They want mobility, liquidity, and peace. They don't see a house as a dream. They see it as a cost center. Unless it's a smart investment or rental income property, it's just a liability with walls. Asset number 3, trendy gadgets, latest tech that don't produce value. You know the hype, right? New iPhone drops and everyone's lining up on $200 on a phone that's just slightly better than last year's version. And don't forget, matching smartwatch, earbuds, VR headset, the whole package. But billionaires? They don't chase trends. They chase transformation. Steve Jobs, the guy who literally created the iPhone, used to wear the same black turtleneck jeans and sneakers every day. He didn't care about the latest trend. He focused on innovation, not imitation. Jeff Bezos, until recently, he was seen using a basic Kindle and a flip phone. Why? Because billionaires aren't wasting time, money, or mental energy on things that don't grow them. If a gadget doesn't increase productivity, scale wealth, or free up time, they skip it. Meanwhile, the average American household spends over $1,500 a year on new gadgets, and most of that stuff ends up in drawers, unused within 6 months. That's money lost, time lost, energy lost. Billionaires? They spend on tools that pay them back, not toys that drain them. Asset number 4. Expensive fashion designer brands adjust for image. Look around Instagram. Everyone's flexing Gucci belts, Louis Vuitton bags, $900 sneakers. But here's the truth. Billionaires don't dress to impress. They dress to focus. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray t-shirt every day. Bill Gates? Simple sweaters and slacks. Elon Musk? Once showed up to a global summit in regular jeans and a t-shirt. Why? Because high fashion is a money trap. It's emotional spending, not financial intelligence. Luxury brands have insane markups, sometimes 800% or more. You're not paying for quality. You're paying to advertise for them. Billionaires don't need to prove anything. They already know their worth. And it's not stitched on a label. They'd rather wear a $20 shirt and own a $2 million company than wear a $2,000 jacket and be $20K in credit card debt. Asset number 5. Risky or flashy crypto coins without utility. Now this one might surprise you. Yes, billionaires do invest in crypto. But here's the catch. They don't gamble on hype. They don't jump into every new coin that promises to be the next Bitcoin. Instead, they do deep research, focus on utility, and only invest in crypto with real-world use cases. Mark Cuban invested in Ethereum and Polygon, platforms that enable smart contracts, not just meme hype. Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank. He's very selective. He once said, "If a crypto doesn't comply with regulations or solve a real problem, I'm out." Meanwhile, regular people throw $500 into the latest TikTok coin, and when it crashes 98% in a month, they wonder what happened. Billionaires don't treat investing like a lottery. They treat it like a business decision, backed by data, logic, and patience. Asset number 6. High-end luxury vacations just to escape life. Look, vacations are amazing. We all need a break. But billionaires don't blow $20,000 on a trip just to post Instagram pictures. They don't escape from life. They design a life they don't need to escape from. Warren Buffett prefers staying home reading. Jeff Bezos? His vacations usually have business angles, like space travel or innovation conferences. They're not spending on 5-star resorts just to impress followers. They invest in rest with purpose, like retreats that sharpen their mind, connect them with leaders, or generate deals. Meanwhile, most people go into credit card debt over one luxury vacation and come back home even more stressed. Billionaires? They don't buy a break. They build balance. Asset number 7. Friends, family, or romantic partners who drain their energy. Okay, this one's personal and powerful. Billionaires never invest emotionally or financially in relationships that cost them peace, time, or focus. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Surround yourself only with people who are going to lift you higher." Elon Musk has walked away from billion-dollar partnerships just because the values didn't align. Why? Because energy is currency. You can earn more money but not more focus, not more time, not more emotional strength. Billionaires guard their circle like a vault. If someone drains them, distracts them, or disrespects their mission, they walk away. You know what that means? If your relationships aren't multiplying your peace or purpose, they're probably subtracting from it. So here we are. 7 things billionaires don't spend money on. Luxury cars, mansions, trendy gadgets, designer brands, hype, crypto status vacations, toxic relationships. You see, it's not about being cheap, it's about being conscious. Billionaires think like builders. We've been trained to think like consumers. But now that you know the truth, what will you do differently? Because you don't need $1 billion to act like a billionaire. You just need the mindset and the discipline to say, not today. I'm building something bigger. Drop a comment below. Tell me, which one of these 7 assets are you cutting from your life starting today? And remember, you don't need $1 billion to start thinking like a billionaire. You just need the right mindset and the right guide. This is your moment. Let's move smart. Let's move different. Let's move forward. See you in the next one.